Hi guys. Hi guys, this is Joy Ani. Welcome back to Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho. I'm going to use this old picture and I am playing along with Scrap Timber, which is a Facebook group, and each day they have a prompt. I am combining day 2 and day 3, even though it is day 4. I'm a little behind, that's okay. Um, One of the prompts was to use 12 by 12 white cardstock, which I have used, and using a favorite product, which is I use this Shimmer spray, and I will show you what I've done with that. So I am also using the third layout from the second season, actually the third layout from Christie's Beautiful Life, which is this layout. And you can see it's a very simple layout, but it is perfect because this, I only have one picture that is actually usable. And this is by Laura Rumble, and she's at Scrap Sketches. So it's really a fun layout, and it really is perfect for what I was going to use. So the first thing that I did was I took my 12 by 12 paper and I splattered it. I guess I should show you that. I am not going to show you how it actually is really easy. You take it and you shake this. I put it in one of the mini Amazon boxes that come to the house. I hold it about this way and I just spray. It's random, and I actually did these two at total separate times, but I will put them together and have no problem because it's random and it's not uniform. So you can, this one I splattered a little bit more, this one's a little bit less, and I prefer it a little bit less. I should have been not so heavy because I'm going to stencil on top of it. So the stencil that I'm using today is close to my heart. They did 12 by 12 stencils, and true confession, I bought every stencil that they have that is 12 by 12. You can create your own stencils if you have access to acetate paper. You can create your own stencils, and there are all kinds of backgrounds and overlays with Cricut, and so if you love something, there's no reason that you have to spend a lot of money for it. So I like to put, normally I have my mess mat, which I don't seem to be able to locate, so I'm just going to go on without it. I just wanted to show you how easy these stencils are. I'm going to go ahead and tape those down. I am using this Ranger Chips Sapphire. This is a color that Close to My Heart used to sell, but I was also able to find a bunch. I was introduced through Close to My Heart, the Ranger Oxide inks, and then I went to a garage sale and found a whole bunch. So I really like them. The nice thing about inks, so I'm going to talk about why actually if the prompt wasn't to use white cardstock, I might have used that as my favorite. I often will use a white base because then it will match any color that you want. You can, if you want a stencil, you can stencil. If you have, in this particular one, I tried to, the pictures that I'm using are from 1989. I didn't have a great camera, and those were the good old days where you had no idea what you were getting as far as a picture until you went down to, at that point, I think I was having them developed at Ben Franklin, and you would take your roll of film in, and it was quite expensive. It was like $8 to get your film developed. It was $3 or $4 to buy the film, and then you also had to have, if you didn't have the right lighting, you had these little cubes, which was also more money. So now I feel like picture printing is so easy. I actually do most of my printing at home. My internet has been going in and out. We're having modem issues. My son-in-law is a tech guy, and he's that he actually does that for a living, and he's switching it out, but I'm kind of at the house is quite large, and I'm kind of at the end of the line, and so I could not get my pictures to print. I might have been able to lighten this one a little bit. So when I'm stenciling, there might be a better way, and there might be a more exact way, but I just kind of bump around and I pounce. For stencils that are big like this, I like this one better. If I was going really subtle, sometimes I'll get a sponge. Like if I'm just doing edges, I might just have a sponge and sponge around the edges. But this one, because I went fairly dark with the spray, so now I'm just adding that. And the nice thing about oxide, the reason I used oxide and not my regular sapphire ink from Close to My Heart was, if this runs into the red, it's not going to make it murky. So oxides, you can layer your colors without making it look all terrible. So I've used this stencil a bunch of times. One of my favorite days out of the year is the 4th of July, and it's because when my kids were growing up, which this is what it's a picture of, it's from 1989, Independence, Oregon, and Monmouth, Oregon are, Monmouth is the college town, Independence was kind of the working class people. It's just, the two cities are connected, but they have a children's parade, and everybody within miles goes to that parade. And I used to, at one point, I used to make the kids all matching outfits, and you know, they got a little bit older and they asked me not to do that anymore. But you dressed your kids up, you decorated the bikes. In the park, they had all kinds of activities in the park, and then they had fireworks. So it was just a great kind of magical time, and I lived in the city of Independence for years, and of course, you know, you live in Independence, you know they're going to do the 4th of July big. And so I had never missed a 4th of July until I moved to Caldwell, Idaho, and actually we got to go back this year. So I'm making this layout for my nephew, who's the little boy dressed up like Superman. I'll show you the picture. And he is now in his late 30s, and now their kids don't. I may have traumatized my children, and maybe that's why their kids aren't. They haven't expressed a desire to be in the parade. But anyway, so this is a stencil, and that way you can create your own. And I just love the way it looks. So, and I will wash that, of course, after the video. But anyway, so that I created my own paper. I will put the picture down here because you can see from the stencil, and that's where the least amount's going on. I also trimmed it, and I'll show you that on the next one. So, normally you'd want to clean that up really quick. So this is just like Martha Stewart, you know how she's all done with that. So, okay, so I used sapphire, and I gutted my paper to save paper because I'm getting kind of low on my Close to My Heart paper, so I want to use every one. And so then I can use this, my mats, and I also used it for my title. So this is 12 by 12, and then my paper right here is 11 1/4 and 11 1/4, and I will actually attach that off screen. I also, because this is this picture means a lot to me, so I'm going to journal, but I didn't want to really make it obvious, so I went ahead and I sprayed my journaling pieces and I inked them with the sapphire. So I kind of wanted them to blend in, but I will tell the story about how we used to always dress up, and they'd take their bikes and they'd walk. We started at the college, and they'd get a little ribbon. I think you can see on the kids, they had the Independence ribbon. Somehow that got away from me. I don't know where those ribbons are, but I meant to save them. But they would get a participation ribbon. I took my my grandson, who is well, she's not even born yet. In this picture, the mom of my grandson that I took this year to this parade, I asked if there were participation things, and they said no, and kind of looked at me a little bit funny, but anyway. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I've triple matted this. My pictures are really dark, so I wanted white to be up against it, so this is a 4x6. This is a 4 1/4, and this is 4 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and set that down. And this is a really quick layout that works out really well if you're like me and we only had one decent picture. There was one picture I really wanted to use of my sister, but it was just so blurry, so I just decided I would just use this one, and this is for my nephew's album. I may or may not add the year on this. I thought I might add the year 1989 up here in the glitter paper, but I haven't decided yet. If you would like to see the final, well, actually the final cut will be when you watch this video on YouTube. It will show my final picture. I usually do that. I usually add a little this and that as I go along. So, but this was really quick and easy, and I wanted to use a sketch for a while, but I was thinking I really need to have it so that it's only has one picture. So anyway, so this was my scrap timber. So if you would like to, I do a weekly challenge on my Facebook group, which is Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho. If you would like to play along with scrap timber, let me show you the prompts and what it looks like. So this is what the scrap timber challenge looks like, and I am doing 2 days because I'm behind. I'm doing I'm doing favorite supply, which is the spray gloss in a white 12x12. So tomorrow I will work on the double page and fussy cutting, because I love to fussy cut. So I'm not for sure what I'll do for that day. I'll have to, it's around 9 o'clock. Maybe I'll dream about what I'm going to do. But anyway, this is my completed layout. I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. Pop over to my business page if you want to join Scrap Timber to do my weekly challenge and be placed in the drawing. You must use Close to My Heart paper or Stampin' Up! Paper, and the challenge is to just create something off of the Scrap Timber list. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.